his boss fight, if you remember correctly, when he's bemoaning to Koss.
Some say.
Well, some say Kossum. Yeah. No. Who thought that that one line of dialogue would spawn a whole ass boss fight and many people's fucking, like, asshole hurting? Fucking Orphan of Koss. Jesus Christ. Screaming in my ear the entire time while he anally fucks me.
I don't know if that boss can even end up in a dungeon, but if it can,
I don't think it can.
I don't think it can.
Oh.
Not every boss can, but if it, you know, if it can, that's fucked.
That is fucked. I don't think any of the DLC bosses can end up in a dungeon because there wasn't really. I can't say for sure certain, but there wasn't a lot of updates for the game for like, you know, the catacombs. I'm spacing hard. Dungeons.
Oh, it's throwing
Chalice dungeons. But there wasn't a lot of updates for the Chalice dungeons after. And I think the only bosses that you can actually fight in the Chalice dungeons
that's the painful one.
Yes, it is.
No, I meant the... Why is he so hard to hit?
Because he's a bastard. I'll be right back.
As far as you act like that was nothing, you freaking asshole boss. Ooh. That's tough. Damn! This boss is hard to kill. I think I need to go to the Hunter's Dream. it's faster probably just to fucking go into the dungeon. Way faster. The Bone Ash.
How goes it?
Oh my god.
Not good. Or they scare the fuck out of you.
A mix.
Oh, man.
Quiet for a bit.
And then disembodied voice in your That's great.
All I'm getting is dog noises, and all of a sudden,
How goes it? Just chipper. Customizing my BB.
what is fear? Have you ever played Bloodborne?
While your buddy is on shitter for a good long time and comes back without warning.
Uh-oh. Getting aggressive. Oh! Oh, that hurt. I'm dead. I forgot the weakness of the dog is like, you know, you need to get in, and you need to just do damage to his belly, even though it's really hard to get to, and then it's
I
like,
think you can.
you can stun
Is
lock
it
him
Watchdog?
for a minute. Yeah.
Still fighting him, yeah.
You can stun lock him for a bit. I actually realized this is not the dungeon I thought it was. I have to beat Lower Loran the first time just to be able to do it a second time.
Yeah.
Which again, Watchdog is not the hardest one. Amygdala
No.
definitely was.
Amygdala fucking sucks to fight.
They should just farm a little bit of souls and then just buy some bone marrow ash.
Customizing my little baby droid. My boy, BB1.
That real quick.
Imperial Alloy. Okay, what is that? What is Imperial Alloy?
Metal that isn't strong enough to withstand shards of something going light speed, apparently.
I've never heard of it. I've never heard of Imperial Alloy. I have heard of Plastoid, which is the armor that the stormtroopers wear, and I love it because it's just plastic. But they're like, fuck it, Plastoid, and I'm like, my favorite part, one of my favorite parts about Star Wars is that sometimes you can clearly tell it's just silly. Silly. Coated metal, alloyed germanium, matte iron, matte dark iron, polished iron, tone metal, brass, chrome, splatter, alloy.
That is a decent amount of souls. Echoes, I don't know. I never really get used to saying echoes.
Echoes, souls.
They're really interchangeable. I mean,
once you play like a bunch of them, I think it's completely okay. Yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes I still call races bonfires. Sometimes. Elden Ring.
you're forgiven. It's literally like I don't think of once I've really called it a grace.
I like correct people and then try to correct myself, and it's just like whatever. It happens.
The other part too is I know it's like it's the Dark Souls way or whatever is to not level up past like 100 or whatever. Or 125?
Oh, I do that all the time.
What, to not level up?
No, I level up all the time past 120 something.
Oh, that's why you were really thrown off by Duck's game.
Yeah.
That explains it.
Because I sat there and I'm like, oh, fuck, bro. I am in trouble. But I got him. I just ended up using... when in doubt, just cheese it out, right? And that's exactly what I did.
I know the new strat. Use wooden shield against dog.
Flaming dog, wooden shield.
I mean, I've seen a cannon strat work really well on him too, but I don't use cannon.
Yeah.
I've never really actually messed with it that much. You only get really, I think it's like 6 shots you can get max, or if you do all the stuff right. You have to have all the Quicksilver bullets so you can carry. It takes 10 shots per, so you just have to take that blood echo, or blood, or what you do. You press up arrow, gives you 5 bullets. Oh, you're so lame, dog. I was under you, and I was hitting you, and you should have been stunned. Alright? Listen here, dog. You look like they say polygons on your face with your triangle face.
That's hurtful. That is. Probably gonna go cry now.
Sonic the Hedgehog feels like they put more effort in him.
Yeah, but this dog goes fast too, so... Mix, completely paint, Rebel 1 Flower. I don't like it. I've just been customizing...
That's death. What the flip?
I have just been customizing my blaster, by the way.
I've just been adding to the death counter.
I'm trying to get it as close as I can to a pistol.
It's hard to, so there's like parts of the animation. I could definitely do the charge attack for the Chicago, but what a risk. Yeah.
It is a huge risk. The Chicago is not the best weapon for Watchdog.
I know.
Yeah.
Just kind of rocking with it. I didn't want to have to put gems on other things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it actually knocked it down pretty quick there.
Look at my heads up. I don't know what the best weapon is, but that's always why I kind of level up like 3 weapons per playthrough. It's like, I need something for big boys, I need something for squishy boys, I need something for like whatever throws me off the 3rd time, you know?
Oh, that was lame. He changed his into the other animations mid swing in there.
Gross.
And you're right, the Chicago is just such a risk. But it's like the blood.
Can you bleed the watchdog?
So like there's that you know like how you get the animations to do the not repost or whatever, but like yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
repost. Um it makes that faster because of the blood.
Gotcha.
It's I forget what it's called. It's hold on. It's one of the only weapons that has like the added perk of it.
Mm-hmm. I want you to know, by the way, Star Wars has a bunch of these like made up fucking just give me a second. Basically made up that handle looks terrible. Metals and shit, right?
Yeah.
But copper exists in this universe. Like actual copper. I think that's funny as fuck.
I need a better triangle gem.
Copper and iron. Bronze. Bronze is actually a real metal in this universe as well.
My air resist 300. Really don't need stamina recovery speed up. I run the gun a lot. It's good when you're PvPing, but
Yeah.
for bosses I don't necessarily need it. Oh, I just died because I had my blood. I left the Chicago in blood mode. I
Yeah,
know for
you'll...
a fact that that has added to the death total so much.
Oh, it has. The Chicago is such a risk reward weapon.
No, just
I
like
love it
because you
though.
spawn back in
Yeah.
in dying mode, and it's like
Yeah, that's something that I've always kind of like been a little. Why is that a thing? Because I think that's something that got fixed later on. I wonder if this game will get any DLC.
when is Bloodborne 2 coming out? I feel like
Exactly.
it's become the new
The new meme within the Souls community.
It's like Half-Life 3.
Honestly, I think the meme within the Souls community right now is
Well, like, the tricky part
when
to me
is
is
when
Miyazaki
is
says Bloodborne
Bloodborne
is his
remake?
favorite.
I think the problem with it though is it's also stuck in it's stuck in console exclusive limbo.
It should have been released for Xbox. There's no reason.
There is unfortunately a reason. It's called PS4 needed a flagship game and Bloodborne was it.
I mean, if you know how good this game is, then yeah, it's definitely worth it. But it's like if you didn't know,
It sold amazingly well enough, surprisingly so. Sometimes I question.
have you played it on
Uh,
PS5 yet?
Bloodborne? No. I need to though. I need to go. I need to. I was in the process of trying to plat it, but then I lost everything, and it's been hard trying to convince myself to like log on and play it since.
Normally, I'm big on like, hey, I'll just start a new character, but like, and I am actually not that opposed to it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't think I can outdo the character creation I've done.
Oh, fucking Abomination. Yeah, no, definitely not.
I actually think that that is like the worst, and like if you try to put it in a contest, it might actually win at the ugliest character in Bloodborne.
There needs to be like character show offs. Just like look at this ugly monstrosity.
The only reason to watch E3.
Character creation for Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 was pretty good. Elden Ring, you can make some fucked up shit too, like actual monsters.
Yeah, actually, Elden Ring has a pretty good character customization. I was gonna go through it a lot more, but um, it was just like it's actually kind of overwhelming.
What,
If I
Elden Ring
want,
character customization?
yeah, it was like a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
I don't think I've been presented with that many options before.
Yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot. Uh, Kobo is 95% explored. They have like 5 worlds 100% explored except for Kobo.
What's the Dagobah planet that's not Dagobah? That's even crazier than Dagobah. You know what I'm talking about?
Maybe you have to kind of describe it without just throwing Dagobah 95 times in my face.
I mean, it looks like Dagobah, but it's more blue-esque than like green-esque. Swamp, like even
Swamp.
stronger with the forest.
Uh,
Pretty much Dagobah 2.0.
I don't know.
I think it was in Rebels.
Oh, if it was in Rebels, I might not remember. I'm way overdue for Rebels. Rewatch. Ah, wah, 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 wah.
Did I ever? Did you ever ask if you played the GameCube game, uh, Star Wars Clone Wars?
Never played any of the GameCube games
Okay,
because I didn't own one.
that is like one of the not funniest. It's like one of the weirdly fun Star Wars games I've ever played because of how unique it was,
Mm-hmm.
and it was mostly just driving like different like land ships and stuff. mostly and I forget all the names, but the Republic, it's like land tank or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but it's all about like how they're trying to the bad guys trying to essentially make one of those Reapers feels like low life force, and he puts it on Kashyyyk first or whatever. Tests it on Wookiees. He's an old.
Oh,
I don't know if he's.
that sounds nuts, honestly.
And the Reaper is like it's like a ball that like spins like kind of like a gyroscope.
Mm-hmm.
And if it like lights up and you go near it, you start losing health and shit. It's actually really fucking cool. The boss fight's even better. And you actually go on I don't remember the name. The Ilum, I think.
Oh yeah, the like planet where it's like a part of the trials to go get your lightsaber crystal for the Jedi, right?
But
Snow
instead you're
planet.
actually going to talk to one of the crypts of the, I think it's either Bane or,
Oh, that's Korriban then.
okay, it looks like Ilum.
Yeah. Korriban's a desert planet. Ilum's a snow planet.
Well, this one was snow.
That's weird.
And it has like force ghosts that are ice, like it's crazy shit.
It does sound like crazy shit, cause
On normal, that thing was a hard game. There's a
yeah.
fucking like, hold on. It's like I don't understand how this like game, um, story of it like wasn't hyped and like brought up a lot more or redone.
Wow. I mean, there's a bunch of old games that are sold on PS4 and 5 right now. I actually own Star Wars Bounty Hunter, the game with Jango Fett.
No, I bought that on
I,
here too.
yeah, I need to play it, but I haven't. Uh, I actually think I own Star Wars Commando as well.
I'm gonna send this on Discord or Facebook, I guess, because I know you don't open Discord that often.
No, I should, but I don't. I'm definitely gonna do a new game plus run of this game.
I'm glad that more games are doing that too for replay value.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't know. I don't think Dark Souls was the first one to do it, but they definitely popularized it, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, because
Or at least the difficulty spike of it.
mm,
'Cause, like there were games where you could beat the end and kind of run through again with the same weapons,
yeah,
but it
I
would be the same game.
I think actually you could do a run through of that. Ooh, gotta go down. You could, I think you can do run throughs of like Dark Souls now with the same weapons. Difficulty doesn't really get insane anymore with New Game Plus or like on Elden Ring, because uh, Spike's New Game Plus run is. I'm sure he's experiencing a little bit more difficulty with certain areas, but so far so good right now on his word. So
The assholes that are running like was level like 50 or whatever, and they bring you in their new game plus plus plus.
oh yeah.
And then you're like, what the fuck? My health's been brought down to nothing, and it's a one hit.
Yeah, when I was dude, it was rough fighting the Briar Knight again in Duck's playthrough. I was like, oh fuck. Because Elden Ring does this thing where it's like if you get summoned by a dude who's lower than you, it scales you down.
That's all of them, isn't it?
It is no, I don't think it's all of them. I do think I do think Dark Souls 3 had maybe a little bit of a rudimentary like scaling system, but it wasn't insane.
When you get to a stopping point, you should watch that video, though.
I'm fighting B1 battle droids. One of them just fucking bitch slapped me in the face. It's the bravest B1 battle droid I have ever met.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but at least with Star Wars, like a brighter battle droid in general feels more dangerous.
Uh, battle droids are actually kind of nuts, depending. Like, the cheap ones, I understand why they're fucking stupid. Because they're cheap. They're made to just overwhelm the enemy. When you start going into B2s and BXs, that is where I get a little sweaty. B2 battle droids being the big super battle droids, and BXs specifically being commando units. The really acrobatic motherfuckers.
Which ones? There's two that I can think of.
Uh, they were primarily used by the Confederacy.
Also, like the more bulky ones.
No, those are the super battle droids. They had the ability to like wear clone armor. Like they're kind of like infiltration units.
T800.
Huh?
The T800.
Yeah, pretty much the T8 battle droid. Alright, I have to get up here, jump up there.
The T800 mobile infiltration unit.
I want to look at what you sent me on Messenger. This is a 10-minute video. I can't watch this right now.
I wasn't saying watch it, but I was just saying like watch the whole thing. I was just saying like the 2 seconds of the beginning to see like what it looks like.
History of creating very fun titles. They created everything from
I do miss Pandemic.
I also miss Pandemic. They were fun.
But they were probably best known for their work within the Star Wars space. During the PS2 generation, they were given the keys
I loved,
to the Star Wars universe, where they essentially adapted a Battlefield-like game for the fan base. Both of the Star Wars Battlefront games
I loved Lord of the Rings Conquest, which was one of their games as well.
I have definitely played the non-Star Wars, a few of them.
Yeah.
They were on the ground or in space. But oddly enough, these games were not the first time that they made something within the Star Wars space. Before LucasArts gave them the keys for Battlefront, Pandemic was hired to make a video game that acted as a sequel to Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. While not as known or as grand as the Battlefront games, this short and sweet action game is worth checking out. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my review for Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Huh.
I was a
Of course it was called Star Wars The Clone Wars. Shut up. Shut
I
up.
know, they could have gone with a different name.
Plastic Man. That's
Everything
like the
except the
third.
Clone Wars.
That's the third fucking thing that I've heard that is Star Wars The Clone Wars. I'm like, Jesus Christ. It doesn't make it any less confusing.
No, not at all.
TX Battle Droid. It's a tactical droid. Aren't they called TXs? They're called TXs in this game. I thought that was their...
If I type TX, automatically the first thing that comes up is TX-130
Texas.
Star Wars.
Uh,
But that way, that's a saber. Wait, I think... Oh! TX is,
BX!
Huh?
They're called BX droids. I said TX. Because I'm stupid.
BX. That makes sense.
Yeah. They're...
Oh, those... That's the one I was thinking you were thinking of originally, and then I was...
These motherfuckers.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was thinking of the, like, more white-looking ones.
The Magna Guards.
Yes. Yep.
Those are definitely I would not want to run into. I think they're... What is there? I think they're just... Yeah. IG-100s, yeah, they're made by the same company that made the assassin droids, like IG-11.
Yeah.
Hollow Wand Mechanicals, it says here in the tactical guide, in the in-game tactical guide.
I love how I just like to think about them, like, at a certain level, how many of these search terms have ever been searched by a woman?
What? Say that again? I like spaced out and then I came back in and it was how many of these search terms have been searched
I mean,
by a
like,
woman?
what is the percentage of the gender that is typing these search terms in? Like,
What, BX Battle Droid?
yeah, getting
I
into
d-
the specifics of the battle droids of the Confederation.
Almost, if that is a womanly thing, I don't know.
No, I'm thinking it's 99.99% men, and then there's that.
Yeah. Because, we like to know our specific car designations. Why wouldn't we want to know our specific battle droid designations? It still bothers me that the visor for the aerial jump trooper is wrong, but it's basically the same model from Battlefront 2. It's actually the original model from Battlefront 2, and until they updated it, because in Rebels they look different.
Wait, Battlefront 2, which one?
The new one,
Okay.
2019, Battlefront 2 2019.
Say
Because
B2V2.
yeah, B2V2. I'll keep that in mind. But in B2V2, when it came out, it had a jetpack trooper model that was just entirely made for the game. And then Rebels came out with an episode and their model for the animated show was basically the same, but the visors were different. Like the helmet altogether had a different look instead of just being like a stormtrooper helmet with some stuff like kibbled onto it. And I preferred that look much better, actually. And shit, I'll just look up a photo. Oh, it's a Star Wars black figure as well, so it's definitely going to be difficult for me to look it up.
Why is that?
Well, because now I'm just getting photos of the toys and like older versions. like Legends versions of the Jump Trooper from Force Awakens. I
Oh.
mean, not Awakens, Force Unleashed. Duh.
Ah.
Yeah. Uh, these are all just photos of the toy.
My kids will play Force Unleashed 1. I will not force them to play 2.
No one should. It looks a little goofy because the Rebels animation is kind of unflattering at times. I also like the addition of orange.
That's probably something I should come up with, like, over time. Instead of stressing myself out at one point. I should, like, add to a top 100 games to play from your dad's past kind of thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Put it in my will. Play these games in honor of me. The ultimate achievement.
If you don't, I'm disowning you from the afterlife.
You may then delete my save data.
Yeah.
And only then.
And only then. Also, remember to delete Dad's search history.
I feel like it wouldn't be too hard to code a way, essentially, that if it finds an obituary of you, like a web crawler, that you could have a program that essentially looks for that once or twice a year, maybe even a little more often, maybe once a month. If it finds an obituary, it puts an alert on your computer for maybe a couple of days saying this will be termination imminent. And then essentially deletes all search history, files we want, whatever, just scorched earth.
The computer just fizzles up and just fucking implodes. I'm kinda hungry, but it's 1 o'clock.
I had an Amazon Dash button at a pre-reserved funeral site. The moment that it strikes the Earth's computer resets.
Just hit it with the ultimate Alt F4 button. And then Commander-in-Chief Supervisor. Then Vickers.
You were in the wall, dog. God damn you. Oh, you dickbag. It might be worth switching to the cannon, just getting that upgraded. Can't hide from me. That's such a dick move. Oh, sleeping.
That's such a dick move.
Posting the Bloodborne LFG.
I've done that once or twice. It took hours to actually get somebody to respond. Like, please help a fellow lost soul in this game.
I required the most adept South Korean.
I had like an American dude, but I'm pretty sure it was like in his 70s. Help me. Just sat there and wonder.
That. Oh. That, ooh.
Remember, bubbles. There will be a murder.
Wretched fire dog.
It does. It is a terrible dog, I'm not gonna lie.
I know what you're saying. I should use, like, probably the scythe. And that is something I have upgraded, but... I also
Maybe not the scythe.
No? What would you use?
No. Something that can stun it.
I don't have, as a Blood Tinge build a lot. I mean, I have the mace, but it doesn't really work well on this guy, I can tell you that much.
Not sure then.
Oh, the agony of the Blood Tinge build, and such a good one, too. Like, oh, I can just whomp most people in PvP without even trying, but yeah. PvE, though? Not always.
No, the Blood Tinge build is like very... It's almost Glass Cannon-esque.
Yeah. It's probably, it's essentially glass cannon.
Yeah.
Anything I do is gonna hurt me anyway.
House fucking pencil thin arms.
Whenever I'm in PvP, I love just like hitting 1 or 2 hits and like they immediately roll really hard away, backing up like, fuck, that was a lot of damage. Usually I'll let them just to like gather themselves and then, yeah. They have a cursed, tempering, damp blood gem. Forgot the Gatling gun exists in this.
Gatling gun actually kind of fucks. And 10 enemies with shots using point blank skill. Push an enemy into the shattered main mining cannon. Keep forward and carry. That I understand. 20 worth of enemies. Focus sight. Position analysis. Drop your mountain to the great unknown. Quick perks in all slots. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that at all. I hope it's saved. Ah.
I try to sell all the shitty gemstones I get. So that I don't have to go through as many.
Makes a few extras. Kata, where's your hat? Okay. Why you gotta do that, man?
whoever said you have to go through all these dungeons first once is a dick.
I'm so glad that I went through the dungeons on my first playthrough.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
a lot of...
oh, you mean because they scale a little?
No, like, a lot of people sit and wait,
Did you go through Alien Loran, like the really hard ones?
I went through all of them. Look at my trophy information. I got all the way up to Queen Yarnum.
Well, no, this one's not required for Queen Yarnum. This one's just... this is like you added rights to get to this type of thing.
I think I did all of them that I wanted to get, like, the unique weapons and items, like these claws. Because, fuck that shit. At least not going to do all that again. And I will not. These plants must grow faster. I gotta find where Scuba Steve is at.
No, my Shikage killed me.
No.
It knocked me down with like the slightest amount of health.
I think I also used Blades of Mercy for a good,
That would work on this boss, believe it or not.
aggressive, but it doesn't kill me because it doesn't rely on, you know, bleed
But
damage.
the animations that do the most shit are pretty, I mean, you can roll out of them, but
Yeah.
rolling isn't always, despite what people think about this game, rolling at certain times is great, not all the time.
Not all the time.
Yeah, this one, I mean, Dark Souls is like a lot more rolling than this one, in my opinion. This one's like, you should be using your gun more.
More dashing. Like,
Yeah.
you just dash.
I probably rolled like 10 times in the Amygdala fight.
Hey. chest kind of hurts. I'm on.
Forgot about that move.
Got that one. Got that one. Yeah, great. Hobo.
Got him.
Nice. Put the dog down. End his existence. Fuck that.
2 bloodstone chunks? Nice.
Noise.
I knew he wasn't gonna be like that much of a challenge, but like still.
Yeah.
Wait. Is that the last boss? Hold on. I thought it was a 5-layer. If it is, I'm happy it's over.
Just had a box fly out at me from nowhere. Something hates me. Scuba!
I did it. Challenge.
Good. Beautiful.
What do they call the gems? I think it's nightmare gems, but I can't remember.
Certain ones, yeah.
Abyssal.
Abyssal, yeah.
There's Abyssal, Cursed Heavy Abyssal Blood Gem. Apparently that one is a whopping plus 65 strength scaling, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is actually nuts.
The one I was looking for was the Nourishing Abyssal Blood Gem. It's the Waning Gem.
Yeah.
Increases overall damage by 21.5%. Yep, that's the one.
You gotta be careful with some of those though, because if I remember correctly, some of them make the bleed damage from Chicago on yourself like much, like more potent.
I always tried to. Well, before I had lost save data in this game once before.
Yeah.
And I had done a um, started an arcane build, and I got like past ROM and stuff, and it was getting kind of fun, but I don't know. It's just it never really like I went away from it for a bit, and then I think I lost that save data. I just never really wanted to go back to arcane. I don't know.
Yeah.
It gets
Sometimes
repetitive.
it does. Sometimes when you lose a save data, um, like it allows you just to go, I'll do this time. I think it's one of the reasons why I like doing like jack of all trades builds is because, uh, in case of save data losses, it's just like, I had my fun. I had everything, right?
Yeah. Fool's Blood Gemstone. How do you get that? I've never seen that one. Oh, it's plus 21% damage. This definitely isn't a Chicago one. Plus
Yeah.
21% waning, and the thing is, um, it's only when you're at full health that you get another benefit. But like, if you run that with like one of those like heals you every 2+2 every second or something like that. That ain't bad. I mean, I actually stay pretty full health a lot of the time.
Sorry,
'Cause-
I'm listening to another character, so
oh,
I'm
you're
trying to
fine.
listen to you, but the guy is just over here talking about his fish, and I'm like, I love you, Scuba. I would die for you. Scuba stuff. Scuba. All right, Mario. What were you gonna say? You have my full attention now.
There's one that works only when you're at full health, and
Oh yeah.
it's not really a blood tinge build type thing, but
No, it is not. Blood tinge ends up being like damage over time to yourself, kind of thing.
see
Or
it
just
working for like arcane or maybe even like strength.
definitely probably more strength based because I think arcane also because with arcane you're basically going to try to give yourself as much quicksilver bullets as possible, which means you're going to like take a little bit of your health away constantly. Because remember, there's the one innate ability in the game that you have to make quicksilver bullets by like sacrificing some of your health. Oh, my fishies. Star Wars fish are weird looking, bro. Bruh.
Can't wait for the new King of the Hill.
King of the Hill show?
Yeah, they're going further.
Oh boy. Oh dang it, Bobby. There's a lot of gay characters in this fucking game. Like,
God damn it, the pandering.
I adore them all. But at this point, I'm like, alright, how many of you are there?
How does this universe exist without any reproduction?
Well, it's like, they're all just side characters, so it doesn't really matter. And they all live at the bar, but there's a Pantoran. It's like 6 people, and the Pantoran's just like alone, so I don't. He was a smuggler. I think his smuggling partner ended up being a potential love interest, but it kind of sounds like he never reciprocated. Then I've got the lesbian architects upstairs that enjoy, there was a, they're like designer. One's a mechanic and the other one's like a designer. And there's these 2 dinguses outside that just make fun of everybody that walks past them. And I thought that they were references to, like, the Muppets. The 2 old guys who just sit in the thing and they're like, ho, 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 ho. And I found, like, a little lore thing because Cal has that force ability that allows him to touch items and go, oh, so that's what happened. And I touched like a tea kettle or something up above
the Horcrux.
Yeah, the Horcrux. Horcrux. I touched the tea kettle, and it was like they're pretty much arguing with each other, going like, I don't like you, and you don't like me, so why am I here? And then the one guy like this, well, you quit your blabbering and just sit the fuck down. I'm like, what's going on here? Why are they in a secluded spot away from the town? And then the guy just straight up goes, it's like, why am I here? And I'm like, because we hate each other. This is a date. And I'm like, oh. Well, that's one way to fucking go at it, I guess. But, you know.
Well, that's some people. I know some people like that.
Oh yeah, no. Mario, the gay couple is kind of funny. The grumpy gay couple. Because one of them's literally a human, and the other one is literally the blob monster from Rise of Skywalker that you saw for like one scene. I can feel he was working on the Millennium Falcon at the start of the movie.
I vaguely remember
when they were doing the heist.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Rise of Skywalker, Blob Monster.
I'm seeing Blob Monster if it goes. Yep, from Star Wars. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth option. First it comes to Jabba.
I just kind of sit there and I wonder, how does that work?
I realized really quickly that you could lose your life to watching Star Wars lore videos.
Yes, you can. Because not only do you have all the canon content that is just coming out every other year, you have like all the Legends content that is just seemingly endless.
It's debatable whether it's worse to go through the Star Wars content and the lore and the fan theories and everything,
Oh yeah.
or regular comics. Which one is like, is at least regular comics has like a general trajectory for each character. Star Wars can go anywhere.
Yeah, Star Wars can go fucking anywhere, especially if it's a like a Star Wars like one-off character. Like, for example, there's this character introduced in the Darth Vader comic books from 2015, and she basically was she was based off of Indiana Jones, and she's basically like just a complicated mess, and I still really enjoy her character. She was probably going to die at the end of the comic book series, but they kept her alive, and now she's had like a comic book series for herself, and her name is Dr. Aphra. You may have heard of her
That does
in one
familiar.
of these lore videos. Yeah, she worked with Darth Vader. She tried to get Darth Vader in trouble. Palpatine was like, "Oh, you're just sneaking around behind my back. I could never be so much more prouder." And Dr. Aphra just sat there and was like, "Wait, what? You're proud of him?" Did not understand what she was getting herself signed up for.
Oh, the one rule I forgot, the rule of two.
Well, she had no idea. She's just she's an architect, so she knows a little bit more than your regular Joe, but you know, she's also incredibly vain and kind of dumb. She's one of those dumb smart people, if you see what I mean by that.
Han Solo.
Yes, Han Solo. Han Solo is opposite end of that, where he's smart dumb. No, wait, scratch that. Dr. Aphra is smart dumb, whereas Han Solo is dumb smart. There you go. He is dumb a majority of the time, but he has got his moments. Dr. Aphra just walks around and does not know what the fuck she's saying anymore.
12 parsecs? Is that how long it's gonna take?
"14 parsecs.
Is it 14?
12.
12, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Yep, it's 12.
Yeah.
No, that's just an artistic memory I had.
I, for one, for all my Star Wars nerddom, could never remember the specifics of the actual number.
I think we are, if I know, and this is another, I'm pretty sure, semi-accurate fact, but I believe we are in revision 7 for the original series.
What do you mean by revision 7?
The 4K
I see what you mean.
Yeah, Blu-ray release was revision 7, if I'm correct. At this point, they're just gonna re-release it on like HD Laserdisc for some bullshit reason to get a revision 8 out of it.
That pesky George Lucas.
He's like, yeah, my dying wish is to make sure that there are more 3D characters in that. More 3D characters that cross the full screen and not the background.
Not the background, yes. As somebody who will defend some of the changes to the re-release, I do think that's actually fucking stupid.
Full screen.
Full screen. Like I don't.
Not
I
even a part of the not even the full character, a part of the character, like its legs.
Part of, it's a beast. It's like a fucking. I sat there and I couldn't help but face palm because I think I see what he was trying to do, like trying to make the Tatooine feel cluttered and cramped, like there's no actual space for the audience to follow. But it does not come off in a good way. It comes off
it's very like, whoa.
Whoa. What is this smudge moving across my screen?
I guess that actually also that's a good point. You absolutely would not, even like your eyes wouldn't be able to focus on something that just shows up that close to your face that quickly, and then also be able to be in focus on the next, like, as soon as it passes.
Like, I get it, George. I see what you're trying to do here, but there's a less obnoxious way to, you know, do that. And,
I don't mind some of what he did to the cantina scene.
No, I don't mind it at all. I actually like the cantina scene, and I mean, Hana will always shoot first, but I have never sat there and lost my motherfucking mind, for about like who actually shot first or whatever. I always just kind of sat there and went, yeah, Han's just slick on the draw anyway, so like, what is the huge deal here? I just like that it's a like in-universe joke now, because I think there's an episode of The Mandalorian in season 3 where they joked yet again about it.
I also like how, at least in the beginning, and this is like, obviously he didn't know it'd be this good, this famous, you know?
Oh, for sure.
But like, naming the person Han Solo who likes to go, you know, roll
Go
like
solo.
essentially roll by himself, but just has Chewbacca because it's kind of like his dog.
My pal.
But I think it was just personal. I mean, it is his dog. He can't speak English. It speaks for him.
He speaks.
You know, there's a surprising amount of characters that you can't understand as the viewer, that they just kind of like, you just you know, do context clues to figure out what they're saying.
Yeah, I actually like that about Star Wars, though. You don't need to understand what they're saying to understand what they're saying. It works mostly with droids. It works with Wookiees now because they've been in the series since for fucking ever, and there's enough readability there in the eyes that you can see what they're trying to like emote with. That didn't work with Ewoks. Did not work with Ewoks. It will never work with Ewoks. Fuck Ewoks.
Yeah, that was too much translation.
It was a lot of translation.
C-3PO was having to like
double up
the dialogue essentially.
It's like,
no, but
on here?
The cantina scene also just the added characters and that part actually, like, you know, the whole crowdedness.
Yeah, I like that.
And like the fact that like practical effects are fan fucking tastic sometimes, and they were. But adding a few CGI that don't look out of place, the 4K Blu-ray actually looks the best with it. That's why I say like the last revision was actually not that bad, because they did change some things, but like as we were just pointing out, like I'm pretty sure that that full screen leg still exists. That to me is enough for me to say, George, just fucking let it go.
Never, never. Fucking Pat made a joke earlier. He was in the party and he was like, "Yeah, George." Pat's like the anti George Lucas gang right now, and I'm in like square in the middle. I love George Lucas. I love everything that he's done for the series. He wouldn't have it without him. So there's a certain amount of like, yeah, you have my respect, but also sometimes, dude, just shut the fuck
I'm happy
up.
he sold it to Disney. Surprisingly, like most people would say that's sacrilege, but I'm like, you know,
I'm happy he
I would.
sold it.
I'm
I
happy he
don't.
sold it to Disney because they can include it in theme parks. That's a
I
big
like.
part.
Yeah, I'm. Part of
I
me
I,
is
I would
like,
have been mad if it was Sony. That would have been pissed me right the fuck off
it would
because
have
Sony.
gone right down the drain because
Yeah,
at least Disney has an idea of how to keep an IP alive, while Sony is just like, oh, like look at fucking Morbius, for example.
you're a director. Direct this.
Direct this. What?
Direct this, Paul Feig.
Jesus Christ. Um. Yeah, like it's just one of those things where it's like while I'm not happy with everything Disney has done, I have to say that the overall treatment is kind of fucking dope because we've gotten 2 out of 5 movies that I love dearly. Um, Solo and Rogue One are fucking amazing movies that I think Rogue One is universally like liked. Actually, there's really no arguing against that. But Solo I think gets a lot of unneeded hate because it came out right after Last Jedi, right?
I like
So
Solo.
I like Solo too. Like I really enjoy Solo actually. I think for me, out of all the Disney Star Wars movies that's come out, it's Rogue One,
You like
Solo,
Rogue
and
One.
then
That's the one I disagree with. But I like Rogue One in the second or whatever the third act. I do
mhm,
not like the first two.
fair.
I don't remember half the character names. And I mean that's not saying a lot because I'm not great at names, but I mean
Uh,
there's I mean I knew the character names of most of the characters and watching any Star Wars film from the first film. And
mhm.
I think it's just like especially the droid's name. I cannot remember that one.
K2SO.
See.
He's the one that I never. He's the one that I never forgot the name for because I loved him so much. But that might be because I'm a fanboy of the voice actor who plays him, Alan Tudyk.
He was good comic relief.
Yeah.
The I mean a lot. I actually like the main like female lead there, but also
Jyn
I, I
Erso.
th- yeah I think that she I like her. I like her as an actor. I don't think that
Hmm.
I don't know. I didn't like the act. I don't know. Not
Jyn Erso's not my favorite part about that movie. Like, she's fine as a main character. Like, I get it. And since like, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like that they all died. I'm like, yeah, I kind of fucking like it that they all died. Because, bro, you're stealing secret plans from a top secret base in the middle of fucking nowhere, getting chased by Darth fucking Vader while doing it. You're all going to die. That is not something that you walk away from. Um, so like when I understood where her character was going, I was like, okay, I see why. Like it's kind of
I thought the
minimalist.
pun from Darth Vader was a little out of place, though. Even though I know people love it.
I'm
Darth Vader does
Mario.
not joke.
Clearly, you haven't watched the original movies. Darth Vader does not choke. Apology
Joke.
accepted, Captain Nita. Like
Well,
he
I mean, not,
chokes. He's a punny motherfucker, buddy. Kennel.
I would say
Cool.
don't choke on your aspirations is more of the pun.
It is literally the same thing as apology accepted, Captain Nita. I disagree, but I see why you don't like it.
That's not a pun.
It is.
That's an ironic statement.
It's called wordplay. Vader he's the most depressed man alive, and the only thing that
He's
keeps
in
him
constant
going
pain.
is wordplay. Constant pain and constant depression. Just sits there like, fuck it, we're gonna bully some goddamn officers today. And crack a joke or two while we're at it. Buddy, go upstairs. Buddy, go upstairs. He's got them zingers, though. Like, even in the comics, he says, like, not necessarily funny shit, but overall threatening shit, but still, he just likes wordplay in general. Wordplay of all spheres.
If you're in pain, they can only get, like, one-liners out, honestly.
Vader's just sitting there, like, his lungs are constantly screaming in pain, and he's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna say that I killed a bunch of dads. Still one of my favorite lines is when Luke and Vader meet the first time after Luke blows up the first Death Star, like, actually have a lightsaber fight for the first time in current canon. Luke's all like, I'm gonna take you on because I'm angry, and I've proved that the Empire isn't all that it's cracked up to be because I blew up the Emperor's pet project. And Vader's just staring at him like, who the fuck are you? Like, irony of the entire... I don't remember the comic specifically, but I think it was one of the Rebel Hero comics, so it was a Luke-centric one. But it took place between Empire Strikes Back and A New Hope, and Luke's wearing, like, his yellow jacket that everybody loves. And Vader's just looking at him like, who the fuck are you? And his name's like, my name's... he doesn't say his name, but he's like, I'm the dude who blew up the first Death Star, and that's where Vader gets a little mad because Palpatine kind of blames Darth Vader for the Death Star going up in flames. Darth Vader wasn't to blame. That was Tarkin's idea. And, what does Luke say? Oh, he kind of just, like, he ignites his lightsaber, and he's like, you killed my father, prepare to die, like the whole Inigo Montoya thing. And Darth Vader just kind of goes, I killed your dad? Well, I killed a lot of fathers, boy. You're going to have to be a little specific. Just like, Darth Vader's got jokes, man. Darth Vader's got jokes. All I am surrounded is fear. All I am surrounded by is fear and dead men is another good one.
I really liked how Chris Hansen was an admiral.
Chris Hansen. Yes. Fucking Director Krennic. I don't think he's ISB. I think overall, like, intelligence officers within the Imperial military have white uniforms. I have to look up what Krennic's, like, thing is. But he's a rich boy from Coruscant, so he's that kind of military mind.
The whole time when I watched it, I was like, "That's Chris Hansen."
That's Chris Hansen. I love that actor, though.
Nice to see him getting work.
Chris Hansen? Yeah. Sure. To catch a predator, to catch rebels. You know, I've kind of completed everything in this game, and I'm really tempted to do, like, a New Game Plus run.
Already? Wait. It just came out.
Mario, you fail to understand my lifelessness. I know everyone thinks it's funny, but I'm starting to become legitimately concerned for my mental health. It's like, there's Goker. He's the funny guy. He makes everyone laugh because he's verbally abusive, and then I'm just sitting here going, oh god, everything's falling apart around me.
There's not enough games.
There's not enough games. Yeah, that depressive funk that I had a while ago was not fun. Not fun at all. Still kind of getting over that.
I go through. I tell Bubbles this, and I think I legitimately have a monthly like existential crisis right now.
Mm,
It's probably more because I just
I
moved down here, like away from people,
mhm.
and there's
Living
I'm
by
inside most times. Like I literally don't leave the house for a few days at a time sometimes.
yeah, like living out. They always some people are built for it and some people aren't. And when people sit there and they're like, "Oh yeah, I fucking love living like out here. I think that's dope." I can't help but sit there and be like,
Oh, I'm
eh,
definitely built for it because like
yeah,
but it's as if I've been training my whole life to live a life of solitude.
I love it.
I actually know a lot of people and have a lot of relationships, but like realistically, I don't even know how I've maintained that.
Hmm.
But um, I'll, like legitimately, like what we're doing right here, that's all I really need to recharge.
That's fair. You're still getting a social like interaction, so I get that completely. I'm gonna switch it up.
When I met Bubbles, uh, when we were first started dating,
Hmm.
um, at that time there was few people that were single that I could talk to on a regular. And I say single for a reason because a lot of the people who are in relationships, at least at that time, were very secluded and not, you know, they would hang out with friends maybe every other week or every month,
Yeah.
but it was like hard to maintain that,
Hmm.
because I'm like, okay, so for that month, I'm trying to have a regular social life and it's just like, okay, well, most people are busy most of the time with their significant other. I need to find someone.
Hmm.
And I did. I mean, I was lucky too, but Bubbles was just like one of the first, and I'm saying this in the right way. I met a lot of actually intelligent females. Like
Intelligent
one time I went on
females.
a date with a neurosurgeon. Actually, it was really cool. She's
Oh,
talking about it.
cool.
She's from Poland too.
Ta.
But
Poland.
um, Bubbles really piqued my interest though, actually, because she was just like me with nonstop love of information, like
Hmm.
talking about stuff and that was actually one of the biggest points of our first date that hit me off. I was like, she's got that uh, detail, but not fully. Like, she loves to touch on subjects and talk about things, and she's not afraid of subjects too much.
Yeah.
A lot of people, man, you wouldn't. I mean, I don't know if you know, but a lot of people when you're dating, there's subjects that's just like I don't really feel like talking about that. I never got that once with Bubbles
Hmm.
for the first few weeks at least. Like, there's a couple here and there, but or she just doesn't like feel comfortable talking about it. But it's like,
I get
man,
that. There's just
man,
some stuff that like some people don't want to like cross the line for, and I
there's a
completely
whole.
get
But
that.
see, to me, I'm like that tells me that you're already guarded, and it's like you're not being open is one of the most important things
Mm.
to me. Is like that's I don't know if you figured that out about me, but I'm pretty open about shit. There's most we could ask most questions of me like about my life, and I probably would tell you at least if it was anything, I could give you the cliff notes. But I'm not I'm not that guarded on most things. I don't like to pretend like everything needs to be defended.
Hmm.
I made mistakes. Fuck it, I don't give a shit. I've never killed a person.
Not yet.
You know what? There's that whole theory about like technically by the time is it 40, you've probably had
A
your hand,
hand in like killing somebody.
like 3 people, I think it is, based on statistics.
Mm. Statistics are a little wild to talk about
Oh, that's one
because
of my
like
favorite.
there's. Oh, I know. That's your autism.
Yeah, I literally had a hard time explaining. I mean, down here, not everyone's like very. Not everybody is like trying to dive into things. That's one of the downsides of down here.
Hmm.
But I had the AC repair guy because we had our air conditioner go out, which it's been not hot, so it's not an issue. But he came and repaired it or whatever, and it was at 5 year, like it was at 4 years and 11 months mark, and it had a 5-year warranty. And I'm like trying to talk to the guy and tell him. So I was explaining to him. I was like, "Do you know what an actuary is?" He's like, no. And I'm like, so they're these people that get paid 6 figures easy, that all they do is statistics. Essentially, they know, based on average failure rates of everything, how long they should provide a warranty. So they fucked
Yeah.
up by 2 months, essentially here. But this is so on the mark that I am 100% certain that that part was only meant to last 5 years, like maybe a little more, just to go past the warranty date. And I'm
Warranty
like,
dates are fucking tricky sometimes.
and that's where I'm like,
man.
yeah, like people don't talk about that shit, but planned obsolescence is a thing.
I hate planned obsolescence. It is one of my least favorite things. That's why I mean, my sister fucking doesn't care, but I do not care for Apple at all.
And I don't care for Apple for a lot of reasons,
Yeah.
but I also understand why. I understand.
Like the
I
planned
understand they have a
obsolescence thing?
private club. That's
Yeah,
what it
they
is,
do have a private club.
and everyone wants to be a part of it. There's a fee to enter.
I'm good. I do not need to be a part of said private club. I will enjoy my little Samsung that I get that I can have for fucking 5 years and not really have an issue with, instead of sitting there and going, oh, my Apple's like 2 weeks old and I have to go upgrade it? Fuck, cool. How much for an upgrade? $2,000? This is neat, is basically what I hear every time I fucking hear an Apple simp start talking. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
When they got wireless charging 10 years after we had it.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
And then it's
I
its
mean,
own wireless charging, and any regular wireless charging thing doesn't work as fast for it.
uh-huh. The problem with Apple, as well, is it's also starting to affect other companies, because this cult of
The
like
no port.
Apple, the no port cult. Yeah, because that's cool. Now I can't put.
I like corded headphones.
I like corded headphones as well. I think I do prefer like Bluetooth, but cordless is just something that I can get and have. Like, I won't ever have to worry about it unless if it just fucking is a cheap, you know, unless if it's cheap, right?
You know the most sold Apple product?
Which one is it? I'm actually gonna love this, I think.
It's the Lightning to 3.5 millimeter jack adapter. I'm not even kidding. That is the most sold Apple. Not even the charger.
I know for a fact that's on purpose right there. That is
right. Like when you see that, and you're gonna tell me, oh, the future is Bluetooth. Bullshit. Not everyone's replacing their headphones that they've spent $200 on.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone's like, I like Bluetooth because I have to charge something now every time I want to use it. And then
mine actually are pretty cool. They just kind of sit in their case and charge themselves. But
well, that's fair. That is one thing I don't like. First of all, I'm not a big fan of anything that's like a pod that goes in my ear. Like I rarely am I good with that. Like not very commonly. And I hate them being in for more than an hour. A lot of people are like leaving these AirPods in for like 7 hours, and that's bad for your ear health.
I'm sure it is.
Essentially like a humid fungal and bacteria growth like cave. Supposed to have air going through it. That's the whole point. But anyway, no, it's Apple. It doesn't care. It's like that to me right there. That statistic, the literal most sold product is an adapter for something that they already had in their phone. It's not like you're asking for something that wasn't there already. It was taken. And it's the most sold product, and it has not gone down from that.
I believe it. It's just Apple doing what Apple does and fucking selling you snake oil.
And they're still in the Lightning port, which is USB 2.0 from, and the transfer speeds of it are the same speeds of cords from 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And the charging can only go up to a certain degree. I think it's like 20 watts tops, maybe. That's not fast. So you have these iPhones with big batteries in them, and it takes like 8 hours to charge it that way. That's why they put the wireless charging in there, because then they could say, hey, we need to find a way to charge these things faster. Now we can charge them with 45 watts, but wait, you have to buy an Apple certified charger that uses our own proprietary wireless charging protocol to get that speed. Otherwise, it charges slower than a cord. It's like 4.5 watts, which is nothing. It's it's ridiculous.
It's terrible.
That's the 500 milliamp hour one. Is nothing.
Yeah, I believe it.
And that to charge a regular phone could take 12 hours and waste a lot of energy. And I'm like, yeah. Actually, they said that if everybody used, well, like for instance, like you know that I don't know if you know this, but going on a rabbit hole of power, but if everybody like shut off their phones at night or like didn't charge them to 100%, just stopped charging it at 80%, the world's power grid would actually see like 2% reduction in use.
That's like, crazy numbers, actually.
It was 2% if I remember right. Yeah, because once you get past 80%, it takes like an additional 40% worth of power to charge to that 100. And wireless charging being worse, but most people use wireless. I like wireless charging. I still use wireless charging, but and so I know I'm not a part of the solution. I'm not claiming to be, but I also don't subscribe to the, what do you call it? The Apple tax. I have a OnePlus actually, not a Samsung. Used to be a big Samsung person. Until they took my headphone jack.
Yeah, I'm not happy that my headphone jack's gone, but I blame Apple for that because their companies are literally sitting there and going like, we can't keep up anymore. We have to succumb
which Samsung do you have?
I have a F something.
F?
F22.
Galaxy or wait?
Maybe.
In S?
S22, yeah.
Ah, fuck, it's a 22. Okay, so yes. I think it's 21. I'm not making you have buyer's remorse, but this is a funny thing. From the Galaxy 9, or 8 even, up till the 21, they had a chip in them. I don't know if you know about this, but Samsung Pay is the only one that can actually work with old versions of barcode scanners.
Samsung Pay?
Yeah, so like the Google Pay, Samsung Pay.
Oh, I never used that.
I know, but the funny thing is, it can actually send magnetic strip like signals to like the card readers that don't have NFC, don't have the ability to scan, wirelessly. Like talking, credit card scanners from even the 90s. It can replicate the magnetic whatever like code and work on those, and so you can like put your credit cards, your gift cards, whatever, all of those work in Samsung Pay up until 22, which they removed that. But it's really honestly like one of my favorite features of like Samsung stuff, and I think actually they brought it back for the Samsung Galaxy Fold 3.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna send this to you.
Oh, it's another one of these parkour things.
I get super nerdy when it comes to technology.
I noticed. It's fine. I get super nerdy when I talk about Star Wars, so I apologize. doesn't make sense.
Oh, it was the 21 that actually got rid of it. Never mind, I was wrong with that. But when you were going overseas,
Oh,
it was really cool because, like, you know, in the United States, a lot of places now have that, like, wireless pay stuff, and if you don't subscribe to that, totally fine. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't use Google Pay or whatever. I don't really use it either that much, but it's nice to have as, like, ooh, I left my wallet. Oh, I can actually pay with my phone. That's why I have it.
I get that.
But, the cool part about the Samsung Pay is that when you're overseas, most places don't have that, and also then you don't have to carry your wallet everywhere. Which, if you're overseas or anywhere outside the country, if you look like a tourist, you are an instant pickpocket, like, you know, thing. So, like, having not to carry your wallet or, like, a significant bulk in your pockets, super helpful. Like, I'd rather carry just my phone and, like, keep that on me in my hands or whatever, as a thing. Like, you know, that's also my payment way of doing it. Samsung should have kept that fucking feature, honestly, or sold it to other companies to use, because that is one of the coolest things for travel, in my opinion. Because, like, you go to India where there's, like, none of those, and still pay any of them with a credit card without having to have your credit card with you. It also means that you don't have to worry about people skimming you.
Oh, what the fuck? Parkour in this game fucking makes me drive my head into a wall sometimes. Yeah, no, the skimming thing is I forget. It's a lot of stuff. I'm
I
old-fashioned with
worked, but
my stuff.
I had worked for a IT company before the one I was at, and they supported a park district or whatever that had a golf course as part of it, and at the clubhouse or whatever there was, you know, regular, like, there was a regular restaurant built within it, and we did support and we did the point of sale stuff and everything, but one of the waiters that started working there for 2 months had started skimming cards, and we figured it out pretty quick. And they were like, you know, how is that possible? We should be stopping these kinds of things. You know, they immediately will try to blame IT. I'm like, that has nothing to do with us. Like, you need to fucking hire better. That is on you. But yeah, that should still. I mean, at least up until 7 years ago, it's still valid.
Yeah.
I mean, all they have to do is get that, and then they can use your card. There's nothing stopping them. Most cards still have a magnetic strip, so it's like you just have double whammy, you know? People are like, oh, well, the NFC chip's better. Yeah. There's about enough storage on there to store a good amount of your data, like who you are, what you are, and store I think it's 64 by 64, like essentially the size of a profile picture you see in on your phone, with, like, for Facebook. You could store an image of you too, technically, on the NFC chips and credit cards.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I don't want to start another challenge. I'm looking at these other, like, gems that I want, but I just don't want it. The pain. How did all these autistic people do this?
Because they had to.
And the worst part is, like, I mean, technically there were dupe glitches, I think, at some point. This still might be, but I don't know if you can do it for gemstones. Got me wanting to try a Beast Claw build. I tried once. I never really like put a lot of effort in it though.
Oh, I don't like this double saber stance.
Oh, the new one?
You could kind of use it in the first one. It was more of a combo than an actual lightsaber move. They've made it a whole ass like lightsaber stance in this. It's fun. It's kind of cool.
Isn't it aggressive?
Kind of.
But like acrobatic aggressive?
No, it's more. I don't know what the martial arts is based off of in for the double stance. I know the door is locked from the other side. What? Can I not? Is it just invisible? Can I not go through it? Guess not. A second. I'm trying to verbalize it. There's a bunch of stances in the game. There's single blade stance, double blade stance, dual wield stance, cross guard, and blaster. So far, my favorite is single and cross guard, with double bladed coming in third. The dual wield is sort of fun, but I don't like the movement of it because it's just pure offense. There's really no defense to it. With double blade, it's got like, it's pretty much, it's offensive, it's like offense defense, if you know what I mean. And cross guard is more defensive and reactionary, but
that would be one I like.
It is very fun. I love the animation for fighting with it. Don't like the running animation too much because it looks like you're trying to like carry around a large lead pipe with you constantly, but the fighting animation for it is pretty dope. There's still places on Kobo I have not like discovered yet. Bird.
Watching Luigi's Mansion speedrun history.
Oh boy. Only the most interesting of speedrun histories. Faux show.
It is actually pretty funny. How much they broke that game. Oh, I can just spin my fucking like my double-bladed lightsaber around like a fucking Beyblade. There's a glitch where you can get on the ceiling of which is like between floors 1 and 2, and then it's then you just like sidestep between all the rafters and shit. I love this one.
Once again, I find myself customizing my lightsaber.
Joker in the actual Star Wars universe would do the exact same thing.
You know I would. This is why we are friends.
We'd have a wall of lightsabers. Why have one?
Why have one? Goku in the fucking Star Wars universe would essentially just be a cracked up General Grievous.
I imagine like that like it's not meme, but like that stereotypical California gold rush like there's gold in them hills type
In them there hills.
but has essentially become the Ilum gold rush, taking crystals.
The Ilum Gold. Oh my god. I'm doing the Empire's work for them.
Not gonna lie, with the proficiency and the amount of shit you can do with them, I'm surprised that there isn't like a Kyber Crystal Gold Rush.
I think there isn't due to the like. Ilum is kind of like that one planet that everybody it's hard to get to because A, the Jedi know how to actually scale it properly, and it's kind of like a big no-no if you trespass on it during the time of the Republic, that is, because of the whole like, hey, the Jedi are, you know, they're religious, they also help out the Republic, they've kind of sworn to be our like protectors, so just leave this like one part of the planet alone for a little bit, right? And like it isn't until the Empire like gets into power where Ilum is actually bastardized, because during the Empire it's like strip mined of the Kyber crystals for the Death Star project, because the Death Star actually uses Kyber crystals for the big laser. I can feel it sinking into your brain because I said that.
Now I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh,
Green.
green. I don't necessarily think the green Kyber, the green beam has anything to do with the Kyber. That might just be the technology.
Why did George choose green?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if that's ever been asked. Why was the
Uh,
Death Star laser green?
I don't know.
Why
Maybe it's
wasn't it
because the.
red?
I think maybe it's because the Tie Fighter lasers were green, and they wanted the Empire to have like a uniformed look.
Why are, why are those green and then X-Wings fire red?
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, that made a new rabbit hole for me to probably look into.
I can feel you going down the rabbit hole.
I was, and now I'm finishing that Luigi's Mansion video.
I hear nothing but droid noises right now, and it's starting to drive me insane.
Roger, Roger.
And you're around here. And you're around here, motherfucker. Say, well, beating somebody to death, I guess. I don't know. Hmm. Customize the lightsaber, go for. I could go for some cookies right now. Banana. Hmm. Mario,
Yes.
I'm out.
Alright, my man.
Yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm like wondering if I should go do anything else in the game, and then I realized, hey, you know what I should be doing? Fucking sleeping, because I've been denying myself that for the past 2 days. So I will talk to you probably tomorrow.
Alright.
Alright. See ya, homie.
Yep. Right. Right.